Hello, and happy Tuesday / Wednesday to all of my Scorpios. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a special reading on today. Scorpios, let's get right into your reading. What can you expect coming up? Let's go. Most High God in the universe, please give a special reading for my Scorpios as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions, and spirituality, and where my Scorpios need to take action. All right, Scorpio, these cards are trying to flip out of my hand. What are they trying to tell me? Let's get into it, Scorpios. By now, you all know that I have a second channel. The information is down below. It's called the Information Channel. A lot of information, speaking of information, is flowing through you right now. Mercury is retrograde. I need you all to take the blindfolds off because there are some things happening for you in your behalf. And you want to take the blindfolds off because you want to see all sides of everything, Scorpio, because some good things are happening. So I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. We have the Two of Cups. By the way, this was the Two of Swords. The Two of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. This may require some of you all step into your divine masculine energy and take the initiative. Yikes. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Magician card. Some messages are coming through. Wow. There's somebody doubling back and kind of sort of seeing some things. We have the Hierophant card, right? Alrighty. Like I said, some messages are coming through. What I'm looking at here, okay, so this Magician card is attached to Mercury. So some messages are coming through possibly about a Taurus, or about, you could have Taurus in your chart, where about getting really grounded and rooted and just like, your thoughts are becoming clearer, more logical. Remember, we're no longer in full moon energy. It's moving toward, it's waning, so it's moving towards a new moon. So those emotions, those feelings, those subconscious habits, emotions about something in the past, maybe somebody that, you thought was like a soulmate, that energy is kind of calming down a little bit, right? So you're seeing things a lot clearer. That's why you want to take this blindfold off so you can actually hear. So you can see with your third eye and you can hear with your spiritual ears the messages that are coming through, right? Those messages could be coming through in a dream. They could be coming through in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But a lot of things a lot of good energy is happening for you in the workplace. A lot of good energy is happening for you in terms of soulmate energy too. And that's what I'm saying. Take the blindfolds off, because when people are asking for a significant other, I want to meet somebody or whatever, you want to see all sides of them and then decide what you can help them carry and what you decide, no, that's just not mine to carry, right? Like, excuse me, Scorpios. For instance, some people really do see children as baggage, even though a lot of people are like, no, children aren't baggage. I mean, children are a blessing. But there are some people who would not date somebody who has kids. That's something that you want to talk about like very early up front, right? I see the intensity of something that you've been thinking about is waning, and things are becoming more logical and start making more, it's less emotional now, right? This is what I'm saying. It's less emotional for you at work. It's less emotional for you in the romantic sector. Because remember, Venus and Mercury are also retrograde right now as well. So I see somebody taking the blindfolds off and looking around and saying, okay, maybe that person deserves a second look. Because maybe it wasn't what I thought it was. Let me take these blindfolds off and let me sort of see. This fire in you, some of you all have this fire, just this passion in you. Some of you all could have Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius in your chart. But this fire in you is kind of causing you to say, okay, let me get grounded and rooted here. See this person's foot grounded and rooted? And let me start expecting some great things to happen. I see some of you all picking up the phone and calling somebody, reaching out, texting somebody. Some Scorpios may be like, not me. If they don't call me first, I'm not calling them. But like I said, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of you all learning how to balance out your energy, like really taking more of a divine masculine approach to things. And again, we know divine masculine, divine feminine has nothing to do with gender. It's everything to do with how you process And so instead of your energy being cyclic, which is what yours is by default, I'm talking to men and women Scorpios. This is where you're now taking the initiative to say, you know what, okay. Now that the intensity of those emotions have just kind of started waning a bit, and I'm thinking more logically about these things, the pros and cons, I'm weighing everything. I'm taking these blindfolds off. I'm seeing maybe the person is just not dramatic like somebody else was in the past. Or let me look at the pros and cons of applying for this new position at work. Okay, I may not necessarily like certain things, but when I weigh the pros and cons of my love life and the pros and cons of my professional life or my personal life, I am in control of all of this. Right, Scorpios? So I see a lot of you all taking the initiative to sever ties with certain emotions. The intensity of the emotions, right? You all are very focused, very brave, very loyal, very faithful sign. Faithful to whatever it is you're faithful to, right? You could be faithful to friendships. You could be that ride or die friend. You're very passionate. You're very resourceful. You know, you all are very intense, like a scorpion sting, right? You all are the death rebirth sign. So again, when I look at your cards and I see that the intensity of the emotion when it comes to certain things at work, and also to come to the thing in terms of love, I see that kind of dying down a little bit. And I see you all looking at it from a more logical standpoint, being a lot more patient, dreaming a lot bigger, being patient with the dreams, you know, just kind of sort of not throwing all your eggs in one basket, not being so intense about certain things, but just like weighing both sides of it, you know, and not allowing it to distract you where it messes up your money. Like when you're out of balance, let's say for instance, if you're you're so intense when it comes to a romantic relationship that you don't even see that you're losing sleep, it's causing you to lose your temper, the whole 9 yards, it's affecting your money. This is how you used to be. This number 5 right here lets me know it's a very pivotal point in your lives. And some of you all are starting to think more logically and less emotionally. Instead, you're using those emotions to kind of guide you, your intuition, to really, really guide you so it doesn't mess up your money. Very nice. Very, very nice, Scorpio. I see you. All right. Perfect synergy when it comes to your money in the workplace. Again, because things are calming down a bit for you, right? I'm seeing a fresh new start, right? This is attached to the planet Uranus, which is one of Aquarius's ruling planet. It was retrograde. I'm saying some of you all were operating in the fear in the past, kind of like, and still a little afraid moving forward, like, okay. But remember, everybody has this devil energy. Devil energy, from a metaphysical standpoint, represents fear, false evidence that appears real, doubt, maybe an addiction to a certain thing. So I see a lot of major changes happening for you as Venus is about to go station direct in about 3 days. When it comes to, Venus is the planet of love and pleasure. Yeah, I see maybe the thought that you once had about somebody is kind of falling by the wayside, where it used to be tricky. It's kind of falling by the wayside a little bit. This is one of your sister planets. And I see like your thought about certain energy is starting to just like really come tumbling down. Like you may have had, the best way I can describe this, Scorpio, is like you may have had a certain thought about a certain sign. Like you may say, I'll use your sister signs. Not that you all hate Pisces or Cancer, but I'll just use it as an example since the Pisces is here. Let's say, for instance, you say, I hate Pisces, right? And so if you have that depth of emotions for one sign, just because it was based on one situation that you had with a Pisces, and then you meet another Pisces and you have your guard up, you have your wall up, and you're like, oh no, I don't like, I found out they were a Pisces. They were cool as I don't know what until you found out they were a Pisces. Oh my God, I just don't get along with Pisces. That is that's coming tumbling down, right? Because again, your thought, this mindset that you had about certain signs are really starting to come tumbling down, because you're starting to understand The moon sign is just as important as the sun sign. Those other parts of us are just as important as your identity, which is your sun sign, right? So the moon is aligned to our feelings, our subconscious habits, our moods and emotions. So what I'm seeing here is as those feelings about certain signs are starting to wane, even in the workplace, if you notice your manager is a whatever, let's just say a fellow Scorpio, and you don't get along with other Scorpios for some reason, you realize, you know what, their sun sign is a Scorpio, but their moon could be something totally different. And whereas I get along with this one over here, I didn't get along with this one over here, I get along with this one. So again, things are changing. Things are changing for you, Scorpio, and this is really, really nice. And you're going to be glad that you because usually when I see readings and I'm like, don't go backwards to an X, don't go back. But this is not even an X. This is somebody that maybe you were maybe kind of thinking about. Maybe you had your eye on this person or something like that, and things just didn't like take off because it could have been some static or whatever up front at the time. But now you may be thinking about it again, like, maybe I'll revisit it. Maybe I'll push fear to the side. Maybe I'll let fear fall by the wayside, and maybe I'll try it. Maybe it's just going to have to be just some random, let me send the person a text. Let me pick up the phone and call that person, right? Then it could be something magical, right? So I see a lot of you all, that not being so stubborn and kind of fixated on a particular mindset. You're kind of going after what you desire. You all are the I desire sign, right? Yeah. And remember, your ruling planet being Mars, which we know Mars is not retrograde. That planet, Mars, is the planet of assertion and action. So somebody's going to be taking action. So somebody's going to be clearing their space. This number 9 represents death, rebirth, transformation. So you're transforming into a person who's really starting to tap more into your divine masculine side instead of, like you all. Okay, so this Mercury right here is attached to Virgo and Gemini. I see a lot of you all communicating more, like starting to be a little bit more flexible, adapting to situations, just kind of being a little bit more open to things, just kind of going back through your mind and saying, what role did you play in the demise of certain things, whether it's at work or whether it's your professional relationship or personal relationship, and saying, okay, maybe I can just, hit the reset button, clean my space, like this card right here says, clean your space. And let me give some things some thought. So let me see. You are good enough. Yes. This right here is attached to Virgo and Gemini, like I said, and right here, Virgo, right? So a lot of you all have been doing a lot of soul searching and recognizing, yeah, you are good enough. And this is not in an arrogant way to say, yes, I am good enough. But somebody may have been thinking, okay, well, I wonder why that person doesn't want to be with me. I wonder why this job didn't select me. Like, am I good enough for X, Y, and Z? Absolutely, you are good enough. But again, it could have been, because we play a role in other things too. When we put, with the energy we put out in the universe comes back to us. So you could have put out some very intense emotions that may have scared somebody or made them a little nervous, like, oh my God, why is this person so intense about this thing, put on so strong? So I do see a lot of you all like really open to learning how you can change things moving forward in your own lives. But this is what I have for you, Scorpios. Kudos to each and every one of you all. But continue cleaning your space and continue being open to learning and growing, and watch things that you want are going to fall right in your lap. This is what I'm saying for you coming up very, very soon. Have a great one. I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.